Hello? Oh, there we go. Hello. Hey Luna, hey Peterson. Cool. Well, I gotta change the title. It's for Virizion now. Thank you guys for both stopping by. Hello. Ready to party. I was going to work on a video, but it is too late for me to finish a product I would be happy with without losing a large amount of sleep. And so I decided, actually it's 10 o'clock, it's a Thursday, I can stream. Hey Lottie, what's up? So I was like, well, wait, I can actually... I've been doing well. How about you, Luna? You know, legendary balance for Virizion. I got a timid sink. I'm looking for shinies. 18-second. It's 3 AM. Thank God you don't have work tomorrow. Huh. I am so goddamn tired, but also I drink coffee, so it's like, hi, oh Brian, hey, what's up? Can't say for too long since it's my final day at internship tomorrow. You'll catch the replay. Catch me on the rebound. Yep, basic. Well, thank you for stopping by, Brian. I do appreciate it. Hope your final day at the internship goes well. Okay. Focus. I'm going to be very unfocused this stream. I know I normally do get distracted quite a bit, but it's going to be probably worse than usual at 10:96. I drank coffee. I don't have a lot of food in my system. I'm going to mute the audio. And I am... Hold on, I'm zoning out. See, this is... I'm already... That was so late. Holy moly. Oh, that's fine, though. Yeah, so, I'm pretty tired. But, like, it's like that picture. You guys ever see that picture of the skeleton? I gotta find the meme now. RNG in black is just easy calibrated game cuts. On my case doesn't show parameters. Greetings. Hey, Mr. Cross. You thought that was the shiny, then nah. Virizion's got a sick pink shiny. I can't find it. When we get the... Oh, I see. Hold on, I'll find it, guys. Don't worry about me. It's this meme. It's below everything. Fuck. I'll bring it to the top. Boom. It's this meme. When you try and caffeinate yourself and increasing your heart rate with no changes in exhaustion. This is me. So, yeah, good picture. Alright. No. See Virizion's summary. Let's see how off I was. Time to party. Using stats. Timid natured. Oh, I just tried to type timid into the number box. 131. I was gonna do an X and Y stream, but I don't know. I didn't even feel like it. I was +2 or +6. Actually, not that far off, huh? Look at that. Oh man, guys, this is gonna be a bad stream, I think. It's not gonna go well. My boyfriend also made an Ultra Beast 2. It's based on the giant skeleton yokai. I forgot its name. When you leaning on your and you end up failing, no return. I don't know the skeleton yokai either. I don't know anything. Anyway. Oh. Ghost normal. That's an interesting type, I think. Does one exist right now? A ghost normal? Talking about metagame, in my opinion, simple Keyberry Subat is pretty damn good in ZU and even in NU. Well, I'll tell you something, Mr. Cross. I don't know anything about those tiers, but I believe you at face value because you probably played them more than I do. So, I could tell you about modern day Gen 4 meta and why it's the worst meta besides maybe GSC. I got no result, guys. What did I do? What did I do to deserve it? Yeah. GSC is pretty bad meta too, I think. ZU is like an unofficial tier below PU Demo. By the way, welcome Demo. Glad you're here, stopping by, having a good time. Going, doing stuff. Ugh. This stream does mean there will be no video tomorrow, but that's because... Damn, I was just incapable of doing it. I was incapable of getting it done, guys. Oh well. Oh well. Zeror... Man, I don't know, actually. I haven't played OU in a minute. Fortnite God. You are sorry for this, but, what are you sorry for? Hey GD, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good night, time, day. I don't know what's going on. Alright. Trying to do some randoming. No shiny. Yup, that wasn't shiny. Good eye. I think that was the wrong thing. Anyway. Yeah, I'm shiny hunting. I don't have the shiny now. I will have one probably eventually. We have the same terms. I wasn't sure. I thought we did, but I don't remember. Hey, Francis, what's going on? Thanks for stopping by. Do you know I was good friend... Hi, Aisa. See, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Do you know I'm friends with an old school battle YouTuber whose name is Francis. You guys ever hear of Muku Bird? Yo, Muku Bird, that's Francis. I love Muku. Muku Bird is just the Japanese name of Staravia, I think, by the way. Am I still friends with... Oh, thanks for subscribing, David. I appreciate it. Who's a shiny event melodic or Team Rocket Wildfet? Say move if you do. I will not say that word because I don't... I guess I said it already, but I don't have it. But welcome to my stream, and thank you for subscribing, man. I do appreciate it. Am I friends with him on Facebook still? Oh, yeah, we are. Nice. Is the entering a good water type and monotype VGC? I don't even... Monotype VGC. You're friends with A-Drive? I don't know who that is. Metal Ear 7, welcome. Muku Bird is just Staravia in Japanese. I'm almost positive that's who it is. Oh, my first few frames are 5. Cross isn't a Pokemon. I was Lantern when you go. Never mind. I see. He's talking to Heracross. Mr. Cross. Help. Oh, okay. Focus. Yeah, I don't know who A-Drive is, though. I'm talking about, like, old people. Like Francis, Muku. Muku battled in Gen 4. No, I know who... Yeah, Lantern... Well, the thing is, like, it's not VGC if it's monotype, right? Unless VGC actually ran a monotype tournament. So, you're just talking about, like, monotype doubles, right? Peterson, that name is actually hilarious. Gosh, my earliest frames are all like 4 minutes. What a time, guys. What time to be alive. I'm just trying to get this shiny. Rotom Wash. Rotom Wash is a good Pokemon. Oh, he used to be better, but... Or it... Rotom Wash, you know, I used to think Rotom was legendary. Yeah, for a really long time I thought it was legendary. And people would be like, well, you can't breed legendaries. And I would just be like, well, you could breed Manaphy. But Rotom is not legendary. I really thought it was a legendary for a long time. You can't have Volt Absorb in Gen 2 because abilities don't exist in Gen 2. Rotom can defog, so that's something. I don't think Rotom Wash is bad. I just don't think it is... you know what the best way to say is, man, its stats have just not held up. He is a, you know, it is just such an odd Pokemon nowadays. It is, I think it's like a pretty decent niche pivot nowadays. Like, you know, I mean, I definitely think it's usable. It's by no means some garbage, unusable mon, but like, before Rotom Wash used to be super splashable, like you could just put it on any team, you know? Like he was sort of glue. You know, Rotom Appliance in Gen 4 was just like, you could put Rotom A on anything. Rotom Wash was just really good in Gen 5, it was good in Gen 6, and, you know, nowadays it's like, you actually have to like really, it's got to really earn its spot on a team. It's not a splashable mon anymore. I remember when Rotom Heat was the most popular in Gen 4. 2988. Because it's just strange that Black Kyurem is very used in Showdown and then the VGC it's not allowed. Yeah, because, you know, Nintendo's bans are just, they lump legendaries, or not lump, Game Freak, Pokemon Company, whatever, they lump all of them together, so it's like, you know, they lump all legendaries together. But it's like, you know, Nintendo doesn't even allow regular Kyurem or regular Necrozma. Those Pokemon suck. Like, you know, like, they're just not even good. But like Kyurem is Kyurem is so niche if you want to use it in singles, I'll tell you that. Yeah, Rotom Appliance in Gen 4 was, when it first came out, was really popular because Duskmane isn't good. Duskmane's broken. Duskmane is one of the best Pokemon in the entire Uber's tiers. But Duskmane is separate from Necrozma. Like Dusk Mage broke it, yes. Regular Necrozma. Regular Necrozma with no alternate forms is not good. It was basically good on baton pass teams and singles, and that's it. Yeah, anyway, I'm zoning out. And Curon was never very good to begin with, so I can move you over here so I can see your stats. So 8, 168. Calculate. Minus 12 or minus 10. Well, that doesn't make a lot of sense. It really is, GD. Yeah, you know, it's so sad you can't even call it Rotom Appliance anymore just because, you know, all the appliances have different types now, which I don't know if I prefer or... Thrux, thank you for the congratulations. I do appreciate it. And welcome to the Twitch chat. I appreciate it. Yeah. Give it simple. Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, so, how do I think this? Yeah, Rotom A Heat used to be super popular because since it was electric and ghost in Gen 4, it was actually, like, one of the best Scizor and one of the best, Gyarados checks, like, ever. Scizor could not afford to run moves that could hurt Rotom, Appliance. Fuck! I started the game. Sorry, that's a loud curse. Yes, GG, thank Damo for it. Damo did a super sick layout. Because he's the man. Yeah, so like, you know, Rotom A, if you're running Rotom, you were running Rotom Heat back then, Electric and Ghost was so good against Scizor. Just because it was still resist Bullet Punch, and then it could just kill it with Overheat. And then he was also really good against Gyarados. Basically just because he could always take a +1 attack no matter what, then just murder it. You curing in my Christian server? What's happening? What is so bad about Moxie? Nothing's bad about Moxie. I'm so confused by the chat right now, guys. Oh, I have 2 frame. That's not 2 frame. No, this one's shorter. Okay, 1682. Let's go with that. 1682. 6. Alright, I'm banning this guy. See you later, guy. Yo, there's a, there is a, one-strike rule with the N-word. One strike with the N-word and you're out. You can basically say any offensive, non-racial word, like non-racial or sexual word here. Any of the curses are fine. Like, you know, fuck, piss. Piss isn't a curse, but it's banned on TV or whatever. Fuck, shit, ass, all those. That's fine. You can say any of those words. You cannot say the N-word, any racial slur, or any gendered slur, or any slur against transgendered people, or anything that's discriminatory in any way, except you can discriminate against weebs. So, I fully support that. Oh, hey, Mighty Nico, what's going on? Thanks for stopping by. So, the only discrimination I support is against weeaboos. especially if they call themselves otakus. Alright, 2, 4, 10. Where is it? In summary, no six is weeabooist. Hell yeah, dude. You can be weeabooist all you want in my chat. Defense. Yeah, basically. So that's a crazy special defense stat. What's going on with you there, man? 135. Calculate plus 10. Giving the flying type ability levitate. Thanks for the video about which ends are best to RNG, and it's something I had been wondering about. Oh, you're welcome, Thrux. I'm actually glad you watched that. I'm glad. I was actually worried if people would even like it or not. You know, I'm not great at straying away from my typical tutorial type hashtag otaku. You keep that talk up. Okay, Moxie. Okay, so Moxie is actually a very good ability, but it's a very situational ability. So when you look at if you could change an item from Pokemon, or if I could have an item from Pokemon, what would it be? Holy shit. That's some powerful shit, right? Hold on, I'm going to Wikipedia right now. There's got to be some ridiculous item that lets me... Oh, I know what I would do. Now, would the red chain be useful if I didn't have Dialga? Because, like, I could just create a new universe where I'm God and immortal if I had the red chain, right? Okay, I guess if I can't have a red chain, I would... Why would you get a Slowpoke tail, Silver Mecha? What the heck? You're gonna eat a Slowpoke tail? I would probably have Revive, just so I could bring myself back to life at least once. That's my final answer. Yeah, so back to Thrix. Yeah, I don't know that I'm the greatest writer, and I don't know that I'm the greatest at presenting list-style videos like that, as opposed to my normal tutorial videos where I just talk and explain. So, because I'm not a great writer, I don't think. I think you're probably right, but doesn't the red chain summon them? Hold on. I'm about to get balls deep in some lore here. Red chain. No, I don't want Pixelmon red chain. What is that? Red chain. Listen, then they shouldn't name it Revive, now should they? Set target frame, calculate, 3, 4, 3, 2. Dang it, I didn't start the timer. Alright. Alright. Mr. Cross, let me tell you. So I was explaining that for a second. Okay, so... Dang it, I'm so tilted about that. Okay, so... Moxie. Okay, so take a look at Salamence. So what is Moxie, right? Moxie is a tool and an ability that is only useful if you are ahead. Or if you're managed to gain an advantage state. So what Moxie does is Moxie takes the advantage state that you're able to gain and furthers it, okay? So, in a situation where you're losing hardcore, if you are incapable of getting a kill with the Pokemon that has Moxie, then your Pokemon has no ability. So, all Moxie is good for is pushing your advantage state further. And that is definitely useful. Moxie is really good for taking a victory and running with it, right? But that means there's situations where it will not be useful. Intimidate is only going to... Intimidate does several things. One, it weakens the enemy Pokemon as long as it's on the field against every single Pokemon that you have, right? And also, it makes the Pokemon, specifically that you sent out, tankier against a specific type of attack, physical attacks. So, Intimidate has many, many more uses while you're behind and while you're in the neutral, and it's still fairly good if you're ahead. Like, even if you're ahead, intimidating something isn't a bad thing, you know what I mean? So, Moxie is... so basically, the best way to put it is, Intimidate is just, since it's more useful in more situations, it is the safer pick, although it is not nearly as snowbally as Moxie. And so, on certain Pokemon, when there's a choice, it really depends on how you intend to use that Pokemon. So, Moxie is going to be really good on Salamence and Gyarados when you're only intent on conserving them for late game sweepers, and also those Pokemon are going to be your Z moves, right? If you're going to go in with the Z move, the idea is you put Z move on your Salamence and then you use it to nuke something, and you gain a plus to attack. So it is kind of taking a Z move and using it to push your Pokemon past the limit. And you're only going to be using that really late game when you've cleared out all those Pokemon checks. So it's like, so I think on Gyarados and Salamence it's really good. You can run a Z move on both of those Pokemon, just to like surprise nuke someone with something. In doubles, Intimidate's way too good in doubles, right? So in doubles it's like, it affects both Pokemon. It makes both of your Pokemon tankier. It's way better in doubles. Moxie, between Intimidate and Moxie, Intimidate's way better in doubles. But in singles, there are... between the two, you will choose Moxie sometimes over Intimidate. And you have... But the thing is, in the Intimidate Gyarados, you can put on any team and you can put... you can make multiple sets around. You can use Intimidate Gyarados, you can build a fully offensive Dragon Dance Gyarados, or you can build a bulky Dragon Dance Gyarados. But Moxie, you're not going to be running Moxie on a... it was actually Lottie. It was the Cobalion stream on Monday, I think, when I caught the Pokemon. He said something like, "It's against the terms of service." Jake Cardwell74, do you ever encounter people who say RNG manip is cheating? Yeah, a lot of people say it's cheating, but you know, I just tell them it's not. So yeah, basically. Oh, hey Preston, what's going on? Thanks for stopping by. So yeah, you're not gonna run a bulky set on a Pokemon with Moxie. It's like, it's just not gonna happen. Like, it's, if you can pick Intimidate over Moxie, because Intimidate makes your Pokemon bulkier in effect by weakening the enemy. Now, on a Pokemon where, like Heracross, I don't like. The choice is still a bit easier, but still harder. Like Moxie on Heracross, when you think about it, is first of all, Heracross really only has 2 great abilities. It's only got Guts and Moxie. Guts is about, I would say, it's a little less situational than Moxie, but still fairly situational. But the reason why Moxie is really good is nowadays standard Heracross, not Mega, standard Heracross is typically a revenge killer. So Moxie goes really nice with Revenge Killer, as Thruxt in my Twitch chat said. But Guts makes it a really good status absorber, so it's like still iffy. I'm trying to look at a Pokemon who would be strictly better. So let's see. Why does like every Pokemon with Moxie also have Intimidate? That's actually super funny. Okay. Man, what the hell? Okay, so I'm looking at Moxie. Litleo and Pyroar get Moxie. Why do both of their other abilities suck? Honchkrow's really fun with Moxie. Yeah. Both of its other abilities are really good, though. Insomnia and Super Luck. You can do some fun cheese with Super Luck. And Insomnia is really good if you know they're going to be... Insomnia is probably less useful, but it's not as if teams don't carry sleep, you know? So... I think Moxie is better on Heracross because Guts almost requires you to use Flame Orb or Toxic Orb. Okay, so no, it doesn't. And so the best way to explain that, Jake, is if you take a look at... So let's say you're running Choice, Scarf, Heracross, and you're running Guts. Why would you do that, right? You think, why would I run Choice Scarf with Guts? Well, the way to think about that is if you look at... let's say you have a team that is a lot of physical attackers. Maybe you have more physical attackers than you have special attackers. Your opponent is actually probably going to be trying to fish for a burn or something, or even if it's an enemy stall team with Toxic. Basically what it lets you do is safely send Heracross in to a Scald on maybe a bulky water type like... I don't know, I'm going to say some old school bulky water type, but like, you know, think like a Loma Mola. A Loma Mola is very popular on stall teams, but its only way to deal with physical attackers really is with Scald. It wants to try and burn them while wish stalling you, but you can't burn Heracross, because if Heracross gets burned, he gets more powerful. And there's no way for the opponent to know if it's Guts or Moxie, basically until it's too late, because Moxie is probably a very popular choice. I like Suicune for your water stall. You like Suicune for everything. Preston, I want you to know I'm specifically been working on my Suicune pronunciation for you. Okay, so Suicune is actually, I think, a super underrated Pokemon. Although the way you have to play it nowadays is fairly lame, unfortunately. Yeah, back in the day in Gen 3, Heracross would even run Sleep Talk with Choice Band, and it would go in and absorb like a sleep, and it would get the Guts boost while sleeping. I don't really think that's possible nowadays. It's not. I don't really think it's bulky enough for that anymore, but. Yeah, that was an old strategy back in Gen 3 when Heracross was... Base Heracross, not Mega, was much bulkier. 3 seconds, I guess I can go for it. Yeah, 182. That actually might not be enough time for me. That was too early. I was RNG for random IV, Timid Shiny Suicune, and you got bold 31x, 31, 31, 30. I'm actually going to reset this. Wow, that's really good set, Rizmatech. Yeah, unfortunately for Suicune, it is, I'll play an ad right now just to... It's like, okay, so first of all, I do think Suicune is really good. I do think it's really good. But... its playstyle is so lame. It's so lame, man. It basically revolves around pressure stalling. Like, I use it. Like, I like it. But basically, like, it runs, like, a lot of speed to outspeed walls that could normally, like, hurt it and stuff. And it just subs and burns through their moves with pressure until the mon that is supposed to beat it, like a Chansey or a... you know, Ferrothorn with Power Whip or Leech Seed or something can no longer do damage to it because it has stalled them out using pressure, and then it just Calm Minds up and wins. So, you know, yeah, it's just lame. That's all. Ivan, I'll be lucky if I'm able to RNG anything on Coliseum, but Suicune is basically, I want to get the Croconaut and I want to get Suicune. Those are the two mons I really want shiny, but I don't know if I'll ever get them. I will work on them, and I promise. I promise. The Colo videos are coming. It's just taking a while. All right, Luna. See you later. Thank you for stopping by, though. I do appreciate it. Okay, let's see here. Mr. Cross says, changing the topic, what do you think about Uxie and Cresselia? Okay, it's actually a funny story about those Pokemon. 356. Okay. So. I actually truly believe, hold on. Okay, I truly believe both of them are garbage Pokemon. But, I believe also both of them are literally required if you want to run Trick Room in OU. Trick Room actually has a minimum requirement of, basically, in my opinion, if you want to run a full Trick Room team, you need three specific Pokemon, the last one who is interchangeable. You need to run Uxie and Cresselia. Both of them they're the two single best Trick Room setters in the game, and basically the reason for this, there's really no reason why I want that Croconaw specifically. I just want a shiny one. I just like having shiny for alligators in games where he is available to be shiny with RNG. Because he's my favorite. Hey, Glaze2, hi, remember me? I do, yes. Welcome, welcome. Okay. So, yeah, the reason they're the best Trick Room setters is because they are both really, really bulky, and also they have moves that can kill themselves. So, like, for example, Uxie is really bulky, will basically always live one hit unless something is very specifically prepared to kill it. But there's not a lot of things like that. Then also, Cresselia is basically the same way. Their killing moves are, the moves that kill themselves are different. Uxie is much better at, so Uxie's the best lead, because he allows you to set up a sweeper right away, basically. And then Cresselia is the best mid-game setter after your initial sweep has tore through some Pokemon, and this is because Lunar Dance fully heals a Pokemon. So those are your best two Trick Room setters. And then the last Pokemon that is, and I mean, there are other really good Trick Room setters. Audino with a Chople Berry is really good. One of the best players had built a team around that. Not even Mega, just regular Audino with a Chople Berry, so it could take a fighting hit, because it is bulky. So that's another good one. FNAF 1, hey, well, hello, welcome. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Yeah, and then the last one that is pretty much standard is Magearna or Stakataka, although I will say Magearna is I think Magearna is clearly the better Pokemon, but Stakataka is also really good, so I think those two are basically interchangeable. 3192. Although if you're able to, you should probably always run Magearna over it. Over Stack. I keep rubbing my nose, cocaine. I've never done a drug in my life. No, I think I have like a booger or something, but it's just like sticking there. How do I feel about Magearna as a Trick Room setter? Magearna should never be a dedicated setter, I don't think. Magearna should be always a setter plus offensive Pokemon. Like, you set Trick Room with it, but it's also should, like, basically, if you're setting Trick Room with Magearna, if you have Trick Room on that Pokemon, the other 3 moves that Magearna have should be attacks. Like, it should not be set Trick Room and then die. It should not work like Uxie and Cress, but, yeah. That's my thought on that. Okay. New Smash is coming. Man, I don't know how many times I have to tell people that man. Words can't describe my hatred for Trick Room since I play VGC. I actually think Trick Room is even more frustrating in singles for Smogon, because if you do not have so in VGC, from my experience in VGC, everyone is always prepared for you always have, in VGC you really, really, really have to prepare speed control in VGC, right? You really have to prepare VGC. Like, speed control is a very, very big thing between Trick Room and Tailwind and icy wind, stuff like that. You have to really, really, really prepare the speed control thing. Like, it's very, very important. In OU, in Smoke on Singles, it's not really like you're basically, the speed control you're dealing with is Thunder Wave, really, and maybe Sticky Webs. Maybe Sticky Webs. What am I doing here? Typing in the stats I got. So those are your two big things that you're going to be getting. But in OU, since you're not preparing as heavily for Trick Room, like, man, you basically just have to, like, have something that can take hits. And, like, because, like, a lot of the time, the two main setters, Yuxi and Cress, are going to be running Mental Herb, so you can't taunt them. So you basically have to be able to either kill the setter before it can get the move off, or you're going to have to find some other way to deal with it. Oh, Prankster doesn't work on Dark types? I actually love that. Ooh, I must have gotten the wrong seed or something. So, the Pokemon can outspeed Chlorophyll Jumpluff without counting Choice Scarfers. Probably not a lot, man. I'll tell you that. It's a fast Pokemon. Yeah, so Lati, the answer is basically, like, you really have to have something that can take the hits of the Trick Room Sweeper that's coming, and you have to be able to, like, so usually you'll probably have to sack them on and then just revenge kill. Like, just hope you can take one hit and revenge kill. That's typically how it'll go. So. It's pretty hard to deal with if you are unprepared. Even just one Pokemon on Trick Room, like Magearna, for example. Magearna by itself, if it's the only Trick Room mon on your team, can still, like, tear through late game. Prankster, Honchkrow. I don't think Honchkrow has Prankster. Yeah, I don't think Honchkrow has Prankster. 3176. Alright, I'm gonna really focus this time. You're shiny hunting for Altaria right now, Silver Mecha. Well, good luck, my friend. I hope you get your shiny soon. The Smash has Pokemon. Okay. I explained this a lot. I have no problem explaining it again. I play Super Smash Bros. Melee. That, and Project M, but I play Project M because it's similar to Melee. That's really funny, Green Darkness, actually. Interesting. Deoxys D is a way better Pokemon, though. Clamperl. Yeah, so I explain this a lot, and I don't really want to shit on Brawl and Smash 4 players because I do believe you should play whatever game you think is fun. But Smash Ultimate is a lot like Smash 4 from a Melee player's perspective. There's barely any changes, etc. The fun of Melee is not captured in its sequels, so I will probably not really enjoy the games. That's all I have to say about the new Smash Bros. If you want to really ask me about specifics about Smash Bros, I'm happy to tell you and happy to talk about it. Is that a shiny? No, it's not. Shiny's bright pink. From a Smash 4 player, they did speed it up a bit. Yeah, it's like... Yes. You know what? You're not wrong, Preston. They decreased the landing lag and all other sorts of stuff. But it's not even just... So, like, you can reduce Ganon's Nair landing lag and his down air's landing lag all you want, and that does increase the pace of the game, that's true, but what it doesn't stop the game from becoming, and what does increase, what does not help with the speed situation is that the game still is so far very combo-like to Smash 4, and by what I mean by Smash 4 combos is Smash 4 is basically all 1- and 2-piece combos. You throw a guy, you hit them, you know, you up tilt them a few times, you up air them, and then you reset to neutral. And it's a very neutral heavy game. You reset to neutral very, very frequently. I know Clamp Roll hits like a truck. It's really funny. I just think it's funny, that's all. And so Melee is very neutral heavy, but once a punish gets going, a punish is very exciting in Melee. Because both the attacker and the defender have a lot of options in it. And that kind of play just doesn't happen, and stocks get taken much more frequently. And yeah, that's basically it. Part of there's a lot more to the pace than just literal movement and attack speed-ups. Yeah, it's like even the most combo-heavy character in Smash 4, Bayo, is basically the same combos over and over again. And like again, like you know, I'm not trying to go in and be like, yo, you suck for playing Smash 4. Like, yeah, like I'm not. I will facetiously make fun of that game all day, but I actually do not think, like, you know, I don't actually think badly of people who enjoy it or play it. Fuck. Andy Shock, I'm trying to RNG. Yes, I am. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, I'm catching it just to calibrate. Are you going to pick up Ultimate, though? I will try Ultimate at someone else's house, and then if I like it, I'll buy it. That's basically what'll happen. Like, cause the thing is, even, like all of my friends are casual, competitive Melee players. Like, they don't go to tournaments, but they know all the tech, and so we all play. Like, if we ever meet up to play Smash, we're playing Melee. My friends are actually more hardcore. Like, they don't even like they don't really even like Project M as much. They do like it, but they call it what the fuck is it? They call it Artificial Melee, which I think is a pretty funny name. I actually do own Smash 4. But it's not mine, it's my girlfriend's. But our possessions are shared, so. Well, currently, anyway. Your boyfriend wants King K. Rool to be put into Smash. It's funny because I don't really have... You have zero interest in any Smash game? Yeah, I mean... It's hard for me to even relate to that statement because I grew up on Melee, you know? That was my favorite... One of my favorite games growing up. If I have Smash 4, have I tried 4XM? I tried to install it, and I just can't get it to work. I just could not get it to work. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. So, yeah, I have Mocha, I have SD Caffeine. I asked them for help in their chat, and they just, like, were not able to understand what my issue was. I've been considering setting it up on Steamu, but I'm just lazy. But the thing is, like, I actually like Project M a lot, and I think 4XM is missing kind of a core design philosophy. Hey, if you're a Blisy, who's my trainer? My girlfriend. It's just a joke. we get along very well. Yeah, it's even hard for me to relate to that statement because I love Melee so much. I grew up on it. It's so fun. Blisy into Fem.Monka S. No, I'm just like a you grew up on Conker's Bad Fur Day. I mean, the games I truly grew up on is if we're really yeah, Omastar's a really good Swift Swim sweeper. We're talking about games I truly, genuinely grew up on. There are very few games I remember from when I was... I like 4XM because it really hurts my hands and you have to hit the button so hard for some reason. I don't know about that one. That might just be a you thing. I don't dislike 4XM. I dislike that their design philosophy, they don't stray very far from the Smash 4 versions of the characters, I don't think. Like, Project M took some heavy redesigns of characters, and it was really cool. Like, I don't think you would ever see a Project M version of Lucario in Melee. I don't think you'd ever see that. I don't think you would ever see what Project M did to Ivysaur to a character in 4XM. So yeah. I just read you can set up Dolphin emulator and play online. Yeah, I play Melee and Project M netplay all the time, like constantly. Like if I'm not streaming or working on a video, and like that's one of the few things I'm doing probably. Calculator. 2172. I don't know if I'm capable of streaming them, though. I don't think my internet is good enough to be able to stream to you guys and play netplay at the same time. Not positive. I don't think it's good enough. I think I tried it once, but it didn't work. You're installing it right now? Oh yeah, it's super fun. And the netplay is really good. It's really smooth as long as you're playing someone in your general area. Not general area, but like I could play someone as far as Maryland or Connecticut and still have a very good connection. I've even played people from like the Midwest and had okay connections. So yeah, Project M took some very heavy redesigns of characters, and I just don't see 4XM doing that ever. I will try 4XM if I could ever get it to freaking work. Maybe you don't have the hand problem. I have hand problems. My synchro nature is timid. I have hand problems. That box is my Melee controller, and this is a massage tool for my arms. So I have hand problems. And I work very hard to make sure that they're okay. I'd play you, Preston. I'd at least give it a shot, assuming the connection don't lag. Is Sage Park really the best Pokemon player in the world? I don't think he doesn't play anymore, right? So probably not. He's definitely one of the most successful innovators, probably. Alright, so games I truly grew up on would be... Ray Rizzo, probably Ray Rizzo being the greatest of all time. I could see that. He's really good. Okay. Games I truly grew up on. I grew up on... The first game I ever played was Mario 1 on the NES. My cousin had an NES with just Mario. We used to play that all the time. I also really grew up on, I have to lean back, I'm hurting my back. I also really grew up on, hey Warp Bloody, what's going on? Thanks for stopping by. My neighbor down the street had an N64, and every morning before school I'd go into his house and we would play this game called Chameleon Twist 2. It's just like a fun little 3D platformer. Yeah, it's a really fun game, honestly. But it's nothing like too special, I guess. I actually own that copy. When I got an N64 in high school, I bought all his games from him because he didn't, he wasn't into games anymore. Oh, I think it just thundered. Holy crap! Can you guys hear that? I don't know if you can hear that. That was loud. Chameleon Twist 2, we played that every morning, and we used to call it Charmeleon Twist because we liked Pokemon, and we're not the greatest readers at, kindergarten. Or first grade, probably. Then besides that, the only games I actually had were, My Game Boy came with Wario Land 2 and Pokemon Blue. Those rhyme. So I really grew up on both of those. Those were like the 2 games I had growing up. Basically, I got a Game Boy with those 2 games, and I didn't get any games for several years. Rizmatech, you're going to play some League now. Good luck, Blisy. Hope you catch that Virizion. Thank you so much, Rizmatech, and good luck in your League games. Pick Rengar for me. Pick Rengar once for your boy. 1156. The first game you can remember playing was the first Kirby game on Game Boy. Yeah, that game's actually hella good. What moveset you have for Serena in doubles, I could not tell you. I know nothing about that Pokemon, except it knows a move called Trop Kick. And its ability prevents priority. Hey, Joseph Sisler, what's going on? Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And actually, I'm so... This coffee made me... Oops. This coffee made me so thirsty. I'm going to go get water. Holy moly, it's spooky, guys. Hey, Tracy Dietz, welcome to the chat. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Oh, what did I just do? Hold on. I don't know what I did. Alright, now we're fine. I'm gonna play an ad while I get my water. Oh, jeez, there goes my... Okay. Hello again, stream. I'm back. Let's catch this not shiny Virizion. Where can you get Ditto and Ultra Sun and Moon? The first place that just comes to my brain is the Ditto 5 in that town. I'm eating some yogurt because I think it's going to help with the caffeine problem I'm having. Get some food in my tum-tum. Whatever town the rock lady lives in. I actually don't know her name because she's so forgettable. She's not even forgettable. I'm just an idiot. I play Rivals of Aether. Good luck on your Virizion. Yeah, that game is pretty fun. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. And I'll hope to see you later. This started just not long ago, right? Yeah, an hour ago. Alright. I hope so too, Zealand. Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, my sub count's steadily increasing, so... And I get decent-ish views on some of the videos. So, I think I'm doing okay. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Just sub to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. A notification will pop up. You know, there's a bit of a delay as there is with these things. I'll go with this one. 692. There's no fishing spots in Colo. Wow, that was so bad by me. I didn't realize how short time it was. That was so bad. I'm actually just gonna reset. I didn't even think it was worth saving. Or attempting, rather, to calculate off of that. Timid is the right nature for Glaceon. I don't think so. It's too slow. Isn't Glaceon speed 60? $65. Yeah. I'd run Modest on it, personally. Hey, Tommy Marino, what's going on? Thank you for stopping by. I always get lost in my yogurt and forget the timer. Hey, listen. It wouldn't be a stream without my ADHD and caffeine fucking with me hardcore. But, you know, all I can do is try. All I can do is try to be better at this and formulating my thoughts and stuff. But to be fair, it's very good blueberry yogurt. Is this Virizion going to be the next Cobalion? The world? We'll find out soon, I'm sure.
It's a little better. Calculate 2370. Do you stories? I mean, I just got a shiny Celebi crystal by putting this shit in a love all, dude. That's actually so awesome. I want to do that, but I'm too lazy. Trying to catch shinies in Omega Ruby, you inspire me to catch a shiny. Oh, thank you, Zillion. I really appreciate it. Zealand. Sorry. Thank you. Good luck on your quest. Modest HP fire or ground for Glacian. Both turn red. Stories. I mean, I live, life and I do things, so I have stories. What kind of story would you be interested in? That's so bad. Shame they shiny locked a lot in Gen 6. Yeah, really weird that Kyogre Groudon and all that. Stupid story. Virizion Wireless, yeah. Work story. Oh, alright, so the problem with this job, and they technically actually locked the legendary birds. Articuno, Zapdos, and Vultures were all shiny locked too, Lottie. Crazy. Let me think. Well, so the problem with this job is, obviously you don't need stories for this job, but the problem with this job is, I work with dogs. It's like nothing happens, Actually, don't have a lot of negative things about this job. My job working for this school. Oh, man. Okay, actually, this is a stupid story. Okay, so this is pretty funny. Okay, so my friend Pete worked there under we didn't really work technically under anyone, but the other guy, Robert, just had seniority over us. He was old. He was like, not old, but he's like 45, right? He doesn't do anything. He's very lazy. He was a really nice guy, super lazy, super duper lazy. Didn't do anything, ever. Would just bullshit around all day. Now, okay. So Robert had a back problem, and he was always wearing a lower back brace, and he would never lift anything up, and all that kind of stuff, and so he would always, make me and Pete pick up the heavy things. And that's, like, fine, whatever. So, towards the end of the summer, anytime he didn't do anything, both Pete and I would get yelled at, and it was really frustrating. He would not yell at us, obviously, but our boss, Christine, would yell at us a lot. And we'd be like, she'd be like, why didn't you get this? And it's like, we can't do 10 things at once. Like, we spent the whole day doing these 4 different things, but you're mad at us because Robert didn't do his one fucking job. Like, piss off. And so one day a teacher, her name is, actually I won't tell her name. So, she's kind of complainy, like a little too complainy, like, because it's hard to explain, but basically the school would be like, the janitors are here all day in the school, they work for us, but the school was on site with the church, and the church did not have separate maintenance people, and so the church would constantly take us away to do things for them. They would constantly take us to do things for them, and then we would not be able to do something for the school, and so the school would get mad at us, and then it would go back and forth. Like, we'd, because you can't be in two places at once. So if you're away from the school for an hour and you don't hear your cell phone ring because you're in the boiler room trying to re-screw a door, like, and using, a hammer to hammer in the hinges in, and you come back to the school and they're like, I've been calling you for 3 hours, right? They're just yelling at you, and it just, like, sucks. And so we were both, Pete and I were both getting very, very sick of this job and getting yelled at all the time, especially because we were actually 1564. Because we were trying to work hard, taking pride in our work and all that, and Robert was not. And so this teacher's desk is broken, the drawer is broken, and it needs a new, I don't know what it's called. It's like it was like a bracket that the drawer slides on, and the bracket was just like super fucked up. Like, you needed a new, like, I don't know what this lady did to this desk, but it was broken and we needed a new one. And so Robert had went to Home Depot and bought brackets, and they were the wrong size. And he was like, "Oh, I'm not going back to Home Depot to get more brackets." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And he's like, well, what if, he's like, you two just move, there was an extra desk upstairs, and he was like, why don't you two just move a desk upstairs, down 2 flights of stairs? And I'm like, he's like, yeah, just put it on a hand truck, a huge desk, like, like, look at the size of my desk, 2 monitors, computer, this is probably like, this desk is probably like, I don't know, let me think. This is probably like a 3.5, 4 foot long desk, and it doesn't even have all the drawers and stuff her desk does. Like her desk is like a teacher's desk, had a bunch of drawers and shit. And I was like, he wants us to carry this shit down on a hand truck, 2 flights of stairs. I'm like, he's only saying he wants to do that because I was talking to Pete about this after Robert had left, and I was like, he's only saying this because, and so then I'm like, so before we move that heavy desk, I go upstairs. The desk that the teacher has and the desk that is upstairs is actually the same desk, and I'm like, maybe you can. I was like, maybe you could switch the drawers out, Robert, and we could just only change the drawers so we don't have to worry about anything else, right? And so he's like, that's a good idea, I'll go check. So he leaves the room, he comes back 10 seconds later. He's like, the drawer don't come out. He's like, let's just move the desk, I'll go get the hand truck. I'm like, he didn't check, right? And Pete's like, what? I'm like, Robert, he went upstairs, went at the desk, pretended to check, like, or just half-assed, just opened the drawer, pulled it a little bit probably, and was like, don't come out. And I'm like, basically the point was, he knew he would not be the one lifting the desk or moving the desk, so he was like, the easiest solution is to get these 2 schmucks to move the desk for me, and I won't have to do any brain thinking. No, Dad, no the bell. Don't become me. Alright. What's so wrong with you? So anyway, I go upstairs while Robert's going to get the hand truck across the parking lot because we only had one that didn't have a flat tire, and we didn't have a way to fill the tire of the hand truck. And so I go and I go upstairs. I look at the drawer for 1 millisecond, and I figure out how to pop the drawer out. And I replace the drawer by the time Robert is back with the hand truck. He's like, alright, let's go get that hand truck. I'm like, alright, I fixed the desk already. And he's like, what? How? And I'm like, the drawer come out and I unscrewed everything. He's like, oh. He's like, really? He's like, show me how. And I'm like, Robert, you've worked here for 15 years and you don't know how to take a drawer out of this desk? He worked there for 15 years. you kidding me? So. That's the story about how that was way too early. I'm so bad at this. I have to readjust my guy's movement. If this isn't shiny, I'm just gonna So I'm just gonna adjust where my dude's standing, and then I'll go some hardcore recalibration from there. That's my Robert story. One of my favorite thing about the Robert is a good man. Robert's actually not a bad guy. Like, he's a nice guy. He's just very lazy, and he would just take advantage of you if you to do like. He would just get you to do work so he didn't have to do anything. He's just very lazy. Like, he was not a mean person. My favorite is the priests are just like super. This one priest used to hide. His name was Father Innocent. All right. He was like the same age as me, and so the woman who, like, they didn't grocery shop for themselves, a woman grocery shopped for them. The one who ran the rectory, who was my boss, who was just the worst. Yeah, so she that's still really good Thrux, honestly. It's better than nothing, really. You got the shiny really quick. Sorry about that. If I could Hoopa so I could bring more. That's actually the correct answer, Joseph. Didn't realize it had a correct answer, but it definitely does. Okay, so yeah, so Father Innocent. Obviously, it's not his. That is his actual priest name, but his real life name is not Innocent. I don't know what his real life name is. They're all named after like Bible shit or something. I don't know. Okay, so the groceries would show up in the car, and I remember one time, basically Father Innocent would like hide when we were bringing groceries, so he like didn't have to help us. He hated being asked to help people move things. Again, he was young. He was like a 25, year old man. So funny. So freaking funny. That's a lot of pooches. Alright. I felt good about my timing there, so I'm going to do some calculations from this method of moving and timing and all that jazz. Just got a copy of Fire Red. Boo. Boo, Fire Red. I'm sorry, I'm a Fire Red hater. I don't know what my problem is, man. I just hate fun. Low. See, I'm gonna let you know who's the best. Uh, what?
I don't get it. I'm too tired to get it. Okay, 7. So, oh, that's the wrong number, but whatever. 31, 178. 168. 17. Minus 312. Probably not it. It was either +2, +14, or +16. I actually never got a minus answer that low. So +2, plus. Okay, let's see. Alright, we will see. If future teeny eggs and Pokemon Omega Ruby, cool, huh? Hell yeah, dude. You're all cool in my eyes. I'm thirsty. Time for my water. Oh god, I love water, dude. It is so delicious and watery. Good descriptor, I know. Let's see, how do you come up with all these words? I'm just a regular wordsmith, guys. A regular old wordsmith, just crafting beautiful stories and painting word pictures through descriptions, because you know my water tastes watery. It's perfect, delicious. 10 out of 10. Good job, me. Alright, calculate. Oh, got nothing. I don't know if I have any... Wait, so he was a non-charitable priest? Wait, what do you mean he was a non-charitable priest? Oh, you mean, like, because he didn't like helping move stuff? I think he just thought, like, you know, he was better than us, and, like, he basically sort of viewed us as his, like workers. To just move and lift stuff. He only gives his time to the Catholic Church, baby. My favorite is him calling homeless people they were giving like Thanksgiving dinners to, like, savages. It's like all these savages just too lazy to get jobs and shit, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, piss off. You don't know these people's story. Like, you're here to help them. Why are you judging them? I mean, obviously they said everything behind their back, which, like, arguably makes it worse, but whatever. Just like, come on. And it was like they weren't doing anything. It was just like people waiting in a line. And then, like, some dude tried to cut or something. Cut in the line. And everyone was just like, "Oh, get back. You can't cut." My boss was just like a complete idiot. Like, just insulting them. And I'm just like, whatever. Keep being the worst person ever, boss. Just judging everyone. It's like... I will say, if you're ever a religious person, do your best to not actually work for the church, because it will probably ruin... I mean, unless you have a really good church, but like my experience was probably on the more negative end, but I can't imagine it's much better elsewhere. Like, just do not work for the church, man. I would not recommend. 0 out of 10 job. You know, honestly, the job would have been fine if I had a different boss. The boss was so awful. If it was any other boss, like, I would have been happy. Like, I would have been happy to stay there. If she just wasn't shitting on us forever. You could never do anything good enough. Like, always insults. Like, they got a new gym floor installed. right? Like it was wood, and they got wood finish, painted and everything. It was just like a standard wood floored gym. And if she ever saw any scuff mark on the gym floor, a single scuff mark, I'd get yelled at. And the thing is, like, how do you remove scuff marks? Well, with a special tool. Well, did we have that special tool? No. No, we didn't. So what would actually happen is she would expect us to try. Basically, you could not remove them with like a mop, but she would insist to us that we could mop away the scuff marks. And I'm like, you have like hardwood looks ass until a year when it is scuffed. So it was just like, you know, there's nothing you can do. Like, if we had the tools, yeah, I know you can't buffer with the mop, Daniel, but try telling my boss that. Shiny rate is for Poochyena the same as every other Pokemon, I believe. Yeah, so you can't buffer with the mop, no shit. And even our buffing machines did not work. And I'll tell you the reason our buffers didn't work. It's because our buffers were not for wood. So they didn't work. The wood finish is different than the wax finish on the tiles. And so our pads on our buffing machines were all for the wax. They were not for like the lacquer on the wood. And so they couldn't really get the scuffs out either. Or if they did get the scuffs out, it was because it just destroyed the floor. It just scratched everything. So it's a good one there. It's a real solid. Real solid. Because she would talk like she knew what she was talking about, but 3160. But she actually didn't. And I'm not claiming I'm like some genius who knew what I was talking about. I was learning everything on the fly too. But you know, you would learn how to do something, and then she would say like something so obvious that like that's not how you're supposed to do it. So yeah, talk to big game was in general pretty mean. So now you have Shiny Wishmaker, Jirachi, and Crystal Celebi. Our next rare should be the Manaphy Egg. Nice, dude. Throx, that's awesome. Manaphy Egg's pretty rare, yeah. It's hard to get 100% legit. Hard to find a game. Yeah. It was just awful. I'm trying to think. Man, too many crazy things happen there to count. She would always accuse us of being super lazy, which is really frustrating when you're actually like doing work. And the only thing, and then move them to bust the scuffs. Oh, actually, did I tell you I cursed her out in front of a bunch of? Actually, this is the craziest story about this job. Okay, so, all right, this is gonna be some like. This is going to be the realest talk you're going to hear from me in a minute, guys. So, I have super duper bad anxiety, like social anxiety, but also my dad yelled a lot at me when I was a kid. Like, and again, I never did drugs, I never did anything, and but he yelled a lot at me. Like a lot, to the point like when I was really like screaming at the top of your lungs. But when I was like really little, when I was like, you know, 6, he would like scream at the top of his lungs about something a 6-year-old probably could know nothing about. And so I think me and my brother are kind of evidence that your brain can react 2 ways to that kind of treatment. And So my brother's brain basically went the way of, I don't really care, like, you deal with it. Like, he just like, it stressed him out a little bit, but he was able to build. The yelling almost made him stronger. Like, it just basically made him not want to take people's shit. But me, it like broke me, right? I would, for example, in college, if like I hated being yelled at. Like, if you yell at me in person about something I did, like, I get, like, you'll see it, like, I curl into my shell, and I get so anxious, and like, if you had yelled at me, it would like ruin my day for like, like several days. I would probably be thinking about it and be like stressed out about it, and be to the point where all of my motivations would be based off of it. Like, for example, if I skipped a college class, right, to do something stupid, I just skipped a college class. 556. If I skipped a college class, I would be afraid to go to class the next day because I would think that the teacher is going to yell at me because I skipped class, which obviously that's ridiculous, but that's like how bad my anxiety was at a point, right? And so I hate yelling. I hate being yelled at. Even now that I'm much better with my anxiety. Like, my solution to problems was always to avoid problems as opposed to confront with them, because I would curl into my shell after I get yelled at. And so, even though I'm much better with my anxiety now, it's still there. You know, it never goes away. I don't think, anyway, for me at least. And so one day after work, my boss, so she texts me at 9 in the morning, hey, can you mop the kitchen and clean the whole kitchen this morning for the cafeteria's kitchen, clean the whole kitchen this morning. And I was like, all right, sure. And so I spend the whole morning, I put aside some other things I had on my list to do, just scrubbing the kitchen perfectly clean. So when it turns to lunchtime, and so, you know, lunchtime much later in the day, my, how do I say it? The people who worked in the cafeteria were not a professional cafeteria service. It was literally just volunteer parents who would come in and like heat up boxes of like, you know, just like lunch for their kids or whatever. It was super weird. And so they destroyed the kitchen and they made a mess. But there is a night janitor, Steve, really funny guy, after my friend Pete had left and Robert had quit. So it was just me and Steve. And so I was the morning janitor, he was the night janitor. So instead of cleaning the kitchen after lunch, after it had been destroyed, after I cleaned it in the morning, which was a stupid thing for her to ask me to do, to clean it that hardcore in the morning. Like, obviously, just wipe down the tables, you know, mop the floor or whatever, but like, she was like, no, deep clean the kitchen in the morning, and the parents destroyed it. And so it was the afternoon, I was like, I'm not cleaning the kitchen hardcore like that twice in a day, I'm not going to get anything done. So I go to do some chores I had put aside in the morning, and I was like, all right, Steve, can you clean this in the afternoon? And he was like, yeah, I can do that because you got these other things done. And I was like, okay, cool, thank you, I appreciate it, because I just cleaned it in the morning, and I just, like, I'm not dealing with that shit, you know. And so, I got off at 2:30 every day. I got off at 2:30 every day, and I'm on my way to my girlfriend's house, which is about 15 minutes away from the church. It was 15 minutes away from the church, 20 minutes away from my parents' house. I get a phone call. I get a call from the boss as I'm driving, so I just put it to voicemail because I'm not going to talk and drive at the same time. It's dangerous. So, so I get to my girlfriend's house and I flip open the phone and I'm like, okay, what did she do? What happened? And it is literally a 2 or so minute voicemail of her screaming at the top of her lungs at me because I didn't clean the kitchen. She was mad about something she believes I did not do that I actually did, and she's screaming at the top of my lungs at me. Off the clock, okay? I'm off the clock. I am not there. I am not working for you. And you were screaming at me. My whole evening was ruined. I was just like, I was having such a hard time dealing with it, right? And so, the next day, I see her in the morning. Like, she was texting me to do things, and I just was saying, okay. Like, I was just not answering her, basically. Like, I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Hey, Silent Death 3000, what's going on? Or 300, thank you for stopping by Twitch chat. I appreciate it. Oops, wrong thing. And so I was still, like, literally, I was still shaken up from how she had treated me, right? And so the next day rolls around, and I see her in the parking lot after having basically avoided her for the whole day. And I see her in the parking lot. There's a bunch of nuns walking by, right? And I'm like, okay. So she's like, Jake, we need to talk. And I'm like, about what? About what, Christine? What do we need to talk about? Tell me. And she's like, why didn't you clean the kitchen? I'm like, I cleaned the kitchen. I cleaned the kitchen in the morning at 9 o'clock. Yeah, I'm pretty similar to that, Lottie. It is, I break down mentally if I get yelled at. I really can't deal with it. And so I was like, no, I did clean it. You can ask the lunch people how clean it was when they walked in, and they destroyed it, and I did not have time to clean it a second time because you told me to clean it at 9 in the morning. And then she just calls me. She's like, don't bullshit me. I know you're just as lazy as Robert. She says that to me. I fucking snap. I just start screaming at her at the top of my lungs in the parking lot. What is my favorite shiny? I don't know. I don't really have one, I don't think. I really like Suicune right now. If you had to force me to say a favorite, it'd probably be Suicune. I really like it. It's like brighter, lighter blue and the white. So I snap and I start screaming back at her. And she's like, whoa, stop yelling at me in front of the nuns. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like, you're gonna stop treating me with respect. I'm gonna stop. Like, I yelled at her so bad. There was literally, if this was any other kind of a work, like, she should, like, I was screaming at her, basically expecting to be fired. Like, I was just telling her, like, I literally told her to fuck off, like, in the screaming. And I didn't get fired, which is crazy, but basically because they knew they had no one else. But I was screaming at her because I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe you could treat another person this way. Someone who works so hard, someone who does all this stuff, and it was just so frustrating. So yeah, that is, and she didn't fire me or anything. Still the worst though. So that's another church story there. This is probably one of the realest stories I've ever told, in regards to, like, you know, what kind of a person I am, like, you know, outside of streaming and YouTubing and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I try to, like, present who I truly am on the stream and stuff, but it's, like, hard to, you know, because I'm just, like, trying to be happy and I'm trying to be positive. But yeah, 150, that's not enough time. Oh, my back hurts. Oh, because I'm leaning. You're really bad at Melee? I'll teach you, Preston, don't worry about it. Shiny and Ultra Wormhole again. If you are talking about the odds of the legendaries, they're the same as normal Pokemon. If you're talking about the odds of the other Pokemon, like that are not legendaries, the ring count, like if you're going for a 2 ring plus like the swooshy, I know, very good description. I know. Then I don't know. I know they're much higher if you go into that kind of ring, but I don't know what the odds are. So yeah, I do try to be real, but like, there's not much of a point to always.
Like, I'm not gonna always just, you know, constantly talk about those kinds of things or anything like that, just because it's like, you know, I'm not trying to be depressing or nothing. It did not send twice Thruxed. I think it's because it got held for review. I had to approve it because you said erection, so it counted as sexual. And I had automod held it. Ugh. Your favorite shiny is Vaporeon. Vaporeon's a really good shiny. I really like purple Vaporeon. I actually gave a purple Vaporeon, like a shiny, to my girlfriend as a present once. I like to do. I like to give her a bunch of like actual presents. This sounds bad at first, but I like get actual presents, and I always, not always, but I try for like most of the gifts to also give her like a shiny Pokemon that she likes. Gosh, my back. My back. Let's see here. The problem is I haven't even adjusted my timer once, but I'm like really close. I'm like always within. I might adjust it after this one just to give the last few tries, you know, something different about them. Did you just catch a shiny Virizion? No, I did not. It's not shiny. I'm gonna reset over it. Alright, we'll do the 4 divided by 60.6. 0.0. Go adjust the timer a little bit. Let's give it another go. Hey. I can't find this shiny. I should give up. Don't give up, Silver. Come on, man. You can't give up after so soon. What's the point then? Shiny Espeon. Actually, I gave her shiny Espeon. No, I didn't give her shiny Espeon. I actually didn't give her shiny Espeon, not because I think it's ugly, because I do like it, because it's green, and green is lit. But I didn't give her because her favorite color is purple, so I figured giving her a shiny Vaporeon, but like a regular Espeon. And I know Espeon's like pinkish purple, maroonish, but I was like, well, I think the non-shiny is better for her just because it's Oh, thank you for the follow, Silent Death. I appreciate it. So I think, like, I just thought the color was better for her, basically. That's it. My foot is itchy as fuck. But I don't want to move, because I'm a fat piece of shit. Oh! Alright, I've done it. Espeon is the best shiny. I don't think Espeon's the best shiny, but it's good. I like it. For the Evolutions, the best shiny? No. That can't be right. I think Vaporeon has to have the best Evolution shiny. Vaporeon. And yeah. I would say it's a gold silver mecha. It's gold. Yellow's such a ugly color. I think I picked the wrong one. Right now you're hunting a shiny Registeel. I like a shiny Registeel. I really like Espeon. Do not get it twisted. Espeon shiny is very cool. I like it a lot. 417. But green's my favorite color, and sorry. Yeah, green's my favorite color, but purple is my second favorite color. I was way too early on that one. I'm going to reset anyway. I'm just going to reset without calcing. Nice, Steve-O. Yeah, purple's a close second favorite color of mine. Hey, Valentin Almost, what's going on? Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. You just be on your heart goal because it sweeps. Did I read that one? I think I read that one. You still need mythics. Yeah, I mean, you can't really get them, so what are you going to do? Umbreon Shiny, it makes the things blue, right? Umbreon Shiny's pretty cool. I don't disagree. I think most shinies are pretty good. There's very few shinies I would actively dislike, I think. That's the problem, is I don't really dislike any Pokemon, and I don't really dislike any shiny. Like, there's some shinies that are worse than others, but like, you know? You don't know, I didn't say anything, but still, whatever. Listen, I'm tired. I get Jirachi easy, one of the Ruben guys gave me a channel, so that's pretty good. Damo, isn't it like super late for you? Damo, aren't you like 5 hours ahead of me? Is it like 5 in the morning for you? You been up all night, Damo? I fucking knew it. I knew it, dude. Look at my time zones go. You woke up at 2? Oh god. Do you work nights, or did you just fuck your sleep schedule? You just destroyed your sleep schedule, just took it up and ripped it up. Like, I don't need this sleep schedule, I'm gonna throw it in the goddamn garbage. That's funny. Was everyone's least memorable Pokemon? Yours Cubchoo. Is it your least memorable if you remember it enough to call it your least memorable? That's the real fucking Illuminati question. The least memorable Pokemon would be a Pokemon I can't name off the top of my head, probably. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Don't I dislike Oddish? Okay. No. Maybe I said... I don't know if I said... I definitely picked on Oddish a lot in the... my playthrough of Ruby version, or whichever one I was doing the shiny like on every route playthrough. I think that was either my Ruby or my Sapphire. I picked on it a lot because, hey Carla, what's up? Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I picked on it a lot because it was the Sweet Scent mod. I just like made a lot of jokes about it. If I ever said I actually dislike it, I don't. Who I don't actually like, and it's not even really, I like Solrock a lot, so I just make fun of Lunatone all the time. That's really the only reason. Like, it has some, it's like a really old meme. It has to do with the Solrock I got traded, and like, I beat a friend with it, and he was like, damn, and I was like, yeah, that's right, that's what you get for liking Solrock. He's like, what the fuck? But it's not actual dislike of Lunatone. And then I definitely, I use Dugong a lot as an example of, because people will be like, you know, basically for a long time, Gen 1ers would be like,
Pokemon are so uncreative, they're losing, you know, creativity and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, wait. You're telling me Pokemon are losing creativity, but Dugong has existed since Gen 1. And they're like, what's the problem with Dugong? And I'm like, a Dugong is a real animal. There's a real animal on this planet named Dugong. It's just a real. They didn't even change it. They just changed the spelling. And Seal is in the same exact boat. Like, at least with Sphere. Okay? They tried a teeny tiny pun. Walrein. You know? But fucking Dugong? Come on. Spearow is, again, they tried. No. It's not. It's specifically the names. Dugong is the name of an actual animal. It's just spelled differently. Like Pidgey. Listen, Dugong would be much better if it was like. Like just the little Dugongi. Like literally any small change to the actual pronunciation of the name would have been superior to just keeping the pronunciation. Like, again, Krabby, Pidgey, Spearow, they're all at least slightly different. But Dugong and Seal, they didn't even freaking try. Some Japanese Pokemon names are bad. I don't know all of them. The only one I actually... Ekans and Arbok, it's funny enough. Like, I think it's funny. Isn't Magby's Eliboo? Is that right? Because I think Magmar's name is Boobell, isn't it? Booby. Well, there you go. Booby is Japanese name. Who's Eliboo? I thought Eliboo was someone. No, Magmar's name is Boober. Oh no, Eliboo is Electabuzz, I see. Alright, I got it. Okay. Anyway. The Japanese name I can definitely remember off the top of my head is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Cottony? No, Whimsicott. Whimsicott's name is Edifune, and I only remember that because, I would nick, because it was when Gen 5 first came out, it was frustrating to play against, so I named it like saying like fuck, like fuck. That's why I remember that. So let me see if that's right. Yeah. Edifu. What's my favorite snack? Oh well, of course it's the one that smiles back. If goldfish supplied all the nutrients a human needed to live, I could probably actually live by and they retain their same flavor as they currently have, I would probably eat only goldfish. Or man, at the very least, I would eat a lot of fucking goldfish. Hot Ruffles, I have actually no idea what those are. 540. But I'm sure they're delicious.
What's the timer for? The timer is to for RNG abuse. I'm trying to specifically time when I get a shiny. Alright. Alright. The next decent frame I get, I'm going to go for, and that's going to be my last one. Should I open RNG Reporter? There we go. Nope. Close that. Hey, here we go. Yeah, I have to go to bed. I am tired. But I still have that caffeine flowing through my blood. But I actually have to force myself to try and sleep. I'm pretty good at getting myself to sleep. But then the sleep isn't good, so it's like, well, did it matter? Who knows? Also, my back hurts and I want to lay down. Yeah, I have like a little bit of a lower back issue. Not like a big one, but yeah, a small lower back issue. And I spent like a lot of time doing dishes today, and like it just made it so sore just being hunched over the sink. I will go for this 2-minute long one and just chill with you guys while the 8,000 flat, huh? While we just chill. Oh. I'm gonna Google hot ruffles. Oh, ruffles like the potato chip. I see. Oh god, I see. I understand. Can't sleep, so trying to get tired. Yeah. What a world, dude. This is my phone. How much battery's left? Has my schedule changed? My schedule. 9 a.m. 10:50. 1:30. Oh, why is there a half hour between that? Yep. Alright, probably won't be shiny, but it was fun while it lasted. The last attempt of the evening. The last attempt of the evening. One frame. Are you fucking joking? What a fucking world, guys. Holy shit. Oh, I hit no to the nickname.
Yeah, I'm gonna spam DSticks. I forgot to hit yes to nickname. We can go nickname it after. Let me see its summary. Let me see which one I got. I might have done a trick on purpose. Oh no, they're the same stats. Okay, cool. I'm gonna save right now because my my batteries are low, but I will go to the name rater after I save. So my DS is red, so I want to save right away because I just spent 2 hours getting a shiny Virizion. No, you guys know the rules. Once I get to the name rater and I open up the nickname screen, I will do it. I don't know how bad the stream is delayed for you. Where the odds? Pretty low. pretty low, I think. Holy crap, that was lucky. I'll play an ad while I fly there. Oh, thank you, Silent Death. Holy moly, that's so funny. I actually am very surprised I got it. There's a 1-frame window. I'm not gonna pull it up. I'm too late. Let me see if I can. I will pull it up. This one? Yeah. So, oh, I love this song. Okay, so these two aren't in a row. This one is. This one is, I think, 9 frames, maybe? 9 or, I'm so bad at counting. Yeah, it's like 9 or 10 frames after, so they're not in a row, but they are the same spread, so I don't know which one I got, but I was aiming for the higher one. That's the clothing store. Is this the travel thing? I think everyone's stream is delayed. Name reader. I don't have it with me. Shit. Piss. I hate the ride music. I don't know why. It's so triggering. I'm gonna go find him. You in this box? Look at you, buddy. And it's timid too. That's pretty good. You have the right nature. So I could be a CM Virizion if I ever hypertrain any of these Pokemon, which, unless Blissey bases return, I will not. Robert, I'm not. Well, that'd actually be funny. I have a Quillfish named after my friend Pete, who I worked with. You deleted it. I think you're funny, GD. I don't hate Robert. I actually hate Russell. Russell was a dickhead. Robert's a nice guy. Alright, ready, guys? 3, 2, 1. The name screen's gonna pop up. No, it's not. It's gonna talk to it first. 3, 2, 1 the second time. First person after it's entered. Technically, Jackson's is the Candy is Lottie. There you go. Say Jackson's was the cutoff. He was 1 too early. I'm gonna show Candy to you guys, and then I'm gonna be done skis. So it is. Where is it? I closed the tool already. Fuck. Well, I closed the tool. I forgot what stats are perfect. But gonna save. Alright, thank you guys so much for that 2-hour Virizion adventure with me. I appreciate you all very much. I hope you all have a great weekend, as I will not be there for this week. Actually, I will be probably streaming Sunday evening. My schedule is messed up because starting tomorrow, I'm going to the beach house with my... It was something like that, Lottie. I think it was like... It was close to that, if that's not it. So yeah, I'm going to be going to the beach. I'm going to say it again just for paranoia's sake, but I'm going to the beach house, my parents' beach house with my girlfriend from Friday to Sunday evening, but I actually think I'll be able to stream Sunday evening. So Eastern Standard Time, Sunday evening. Expect to stream potentially then around this, maybe a little earlier than what I did tonight. No video tomorrow because I streamed instead. No video Saturday. Other than that, thank you guys so much, and I will see you later.